Backyard beverage, coffee with Cannon. Here I am. A little cooler today. It's not so hot out here. I just dragged myself out here right now, trying to keep my my broadcasting chops alive. Talk to you guys. How's everyone doing today? Okay. I don't see anyone in the chat yesterday. Today, where you guys? Where's my folks across the pond? Ireland, England, Australia. I don't see anyone. I guess you guys are boycotting Coffee with Cannon. I see one thumbs up so far. Two and two. Good to see. Hello, everyone. 6 and 3. I don't see any names yet. Here we go. Dr. Edward Moskowitz. How are you, Doc? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Aunt BB. Hello. Pocatello, Idaho. Wow. Nola Mom. Good morning. Karina Majav. Hi from Sweden. Sundown Farms. Hello. Sherilyn Schaffner. Hi. How are you? Gail Salatori. Lakeport, California. Wow. Antonio, always good to see you, buddy. So, I was going to do a show. I may still do a show today, later on in the afternoon, maybe this evening, on the 1-year anniversary of Summer Wells. I watched some of the brief press conference about it, and they really didn't say much at all. I don't know if you guys watched it, but hello, Abby, Northwest Vermont. The TBI, the woman in charge from David Kahn, Naples, Florida. How are you, buddy? Moonlight View, Supreme Commander on the air. That's right. EJ, hi from Florida. Aunt BB, well, you guys are here. Alley Cat, like that title. Sherilyn Schaffner. Yeah, so they didn't come up with anything that was new that was happening. But what I find strange and what I find not correct in what they're doing investigatively is it's been a year. Are you really trying to keep things close to the vest at this point? You got to be kidding me. You should be utilizing the public and the press to the maximum. The case detective, I mean, the guy, I don't think you ever see him on TV. He says, it seems like he sort of has an attitude too, Like, dude, get out there, And they also said, one of the things they said, which I've said from the very beginning, I still believe this, that the answer to Summer Wells is within Don and Candace. That's who did this, all right? That's who did this. But the problem is that if you don't do it right from the very beginning, sometimes you can't get it right after that. And they may have blown the interviews, Put it frankly, they may have blown the interviews. And it's not like you can bring it back now, They've had a year. I mean, if they stayed steadfast in their story for a year, that means they're pretty damn confident that no one's going to crack them. No one's going to break them, So they're going to stay with their story. And their story is, look, they've been on every damn TV show known to man. Dr. Phil. I can't believe they ever went on Dr. Phil. Like, how is he going to help anything, Well, should the news come on my show in New York City where I'll interview with you with my $50,000 watch on? I find that pathetic, but this is the media world we live in, But so after a whole year and countless searches, thousands and thousands of man-hours of investigation, they are no closer to finding Summer Wells. Apparently, they have an idea. They have an investigative direction. Because I wish I had the name of the TBI lady yesterday. What they said was, and what we've said from beginning one, we do not think she was kidnapped. So what does that tell you, folks? If they say we do not think she was kidnapped, what does that point us to? Which direction? Anyone have an idea? Put it in the chat. Where does that point us to if they believe and the investigators believe that Summer Wells was not kidnapped, where does that point to? Come on, you super sleuths in the chat. Where does that point us to? Yes, Pauline Buckles, the family, the parents. Exactly. Exactly. Frank Marsha, Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz, 2 jokes. How does anyone? You know, I never really watched Dr. Oz. A couple of times I've watched Dr. Phil because I was just like, how did this guy get so famous? And then I just find watching him sickening, you know? Well, what you need to do is I get richer is come on my show. Kim Alliston, great to see you. Michelle Lipscomb, hello from Alabama. Hades, Charleston, South Carolina, former Long Islander, Suffolk County, Gene Chichulio. I hope I pronounced your name right. Went by very fast. Yeah, so, you know, look, I've discussed this case from the very beginning with Duty Ron, with Phil Grimaldi, with Joe Murray, our famous attorney, Joe Murray, famous attorney and boxer. We've all discussed it, and we are pretty much in agreement that, well, I don't want to speak for Joe Murray because sometimes Joe Murray comes out of left field, and I want to give him that option to come out of left field when he wants to. But right from the beginning, Dave Rader from EquiSearch, he said, there's no way she was kidnapped in the way that they said it. You know, they had a window of about 2 or 3 minutes. There's no way that happened, you know. Amanda Lottie, the priority should be on finding Summer Wells. 100% Amanda, but in finding her, you got to continue the investigation. And the only way you're going to find her is if you get an investigative break. So what you always hear Phil and I say millions of times is that we're not privy to the case folder. We're not privy to what the investigators have, the information if they have. Remember we said early on in this investigation, remember the 3 boys? And very early on in the investigation, I believe it was Phil and I said, why are these boys, how come they haven't been taken yet from social services? I think no sooner than a day later, 2 days later, social services took them away from the house. A reporter asked yesterday about the boys, and the TBI lady wouldn't comment on that. But another thing we said very, very early on in the investigation was the interview of those 3 boys is super, super important. We never found out what the results of that interview was because, again, we're not privy to the case folder, but super, super important. Reason being is that Candace said she walked away from Grandma. Grandma gave her a piece of candy. She walked off the boys. She went down the stairs to the playroom, which was really a dungeon, you know. And then I went to the boys 2 minutes later, like you're just ridiculous, you know. And I said, where Candace? She's down in the basement to the playroom. I went down there and she was gone. That's the last time we ever saw her. Just pathetically unbelievable, you know. But shouldn't the 3 boys in their interview have shed some light upon that? I think so. But were we ever advised of what the results of those interviews were? No. But all we're being told now is that we don't believe she was kidnapped. So then you can surmise that as a result of the interviews, Aunt BB, I don't mean to make light of this, but some of the investigative things on this, to me, you have a young girl missing for a year. Why are you being closed-mouthed about it? The time to be, you know, hold the investigative information close to the vest has passed. It's way past. Use the community, use the world, use the media to try to find this little girl. But why are you being closed-mouthed? It's past that time. It's so past that time. The grandmother, you know, what were the results of the interview of the grandmother, you know? Robert Clark, how are you, buddy? Mickey Mantle, good to see you guys. 89 people in the chat, 43 with the thumbs up. Let's get that a little equalization there. More thumbs up, more people in the chat. Let's join this little cooler day by the pool, but it's beautiful. I'm not getting any huge amount of sun. After I do the show, I got to take a walk. You know, with the hip thing, you got to walk all the time to prevent blood clots and stuff. But I'll tell you something, it's painful to walk, but I got to force myself. So I'm going to take a little walk later. I mean, when I say a little walk, if I make it a quarter of a mile, maybe a little more than that, I did a good job, because each step hurts a little bit. But I'm pushing through. I'm soldiering on. I hate that word, but I love it. I'm soldiering on, pushing it. EJ, human trafficking. You know, EJ, the investigators from TBI indicated that she was not kidnapped. Do you believe that the parents sold her? Is that what we believe? You know? The biggest problem I have with this case is that I can't believe that Candace and Don, two people that don't strike me as very smart, they have all kinds of substance abuse problems. They have all kinds of every type of abuse problem. They've been abused. They've been the abusers. I can't believe they could be quiet for a year and not let things out. That's the only problem I have with this. Indian Paintbrush, the grandmother leaving the state days after someone went missing, said everything to me. Yes, I agree with you. You know, like, there's so many parts of this. There's so many parts of this that we are not privy to. There was a content creator, I'm not going to mention his name. He was on the news talking about how this was one of the content creators who did the tour of their house, 1313 Mockingbird Lane there, and had interviewed principals in this case, and we had spoken about that early in the investigation, how we thought that was totally off limits. And many people on YouTube praise this guy, and I find him to be ridiculous. You know, if he really cared, he wouldn't be interviewing the principals and acting like he was working with TBI and the FBI. He's not. He's not. He's working for himself as an independent contractor. And if I'm offending some of you people that are fans of his or subscribers, leave my channel. I want nothing to do with that guy. That guy wouldn't. If he was in Manhattan North Homicide, I wouldn't let that guy drive me. You know. So, you know, and then to claim like how much he was helping this case. If I was running a major investigation and someone intruded upon the investigation, as he has done by interviewing principals, he would have got a visit from me day one. And he wouldn't have interviewed anyone after that, trust me. He would have went back with his, to California, where he's from, because he had no business interviewing principals in this case. And you know something? You guys think he's great? Good. Stay on his channel and think he's great. But I'm telling you, as a professional investigator, one who's run hundreds of homicide investigations, run the cases, not just been the lead investigator, run them, what he did is ridiculous, you know? Interviewing a 15-year-old boy, putting it out there. I mean, come on. But you guys don't know. So you think it's okay. And some of you guys are like, oh my God, he's so good. No, he's not. He broke every rule of investigation. You know, and the people that are investigating this, they are the ones that should be running this case, not some content creator on YouTube who's trying to tell them. The guy worked in a surfing town in California. Are you kidding me? I don't even think they had a homicide squad. He should go on Dr. Phil, you know. But Pauline Buckles, absolutely, that would be considered. He wouldn't get away with that in New York. He would have got a visit from me and the case detective day one and said, listen, dude, do not. You'll be locked up for interfering with an investigation. We just warned you. Do not go near the principals of this case. Capiche? Okay, good, you know. But, you know, he keeps going on the air and acting like he invented investigation. And you guys that are his Subscribers, God bless you. Be his subscriber, be his fan, but just let you know that I have a huge problem with that, and I've stated how I felt day one. In fact, it caused a huge shitstorm a year ago when I expressed my opinion on this, and Joe Murray agreed with me, and many other, I don't want to name the names because they can out themselves. Many people agreed with me, and but now he's still trying to get mileage out of this by going on the air, his interviews, his tour of 1313 Mockingbird Lane there, But again, that's the weakness of the investigators too. Why didn't they visit him? They should go visit him and say, stop this now, right now, stop. And if you don't, we will stop you, But they didn't have what they call in New York, that Yiddish word, the chutzpah, to do that. I'm not Cat Zimpel. I'm not, everyone knows what I'm talking about. I'm not going to name his name. Lori Ellen, I'm not going to speak for Duty Ron. Duty Ron could speak for himself, and I don't think he would want me to speak for him, and I don't think I would want him to speak for me. So if you can ask Duty Ron that question, when he's on the air. Frank Marsha, Bill, that's why I love you guys. It's all professional opinions from people who know. Nikki Bella, hello. Kate Simpel, okay. Nikki Bella, spoiled wife, is this the same one that lost his channel? That's one and the same guy who lost his channel. Didn't even acknowledge it though, Lost his channel for bullying, And, but Mosugana, I'm sorry so the term he is, I don't know what that means. Okay, we'll move on. Look, I'll talk about what I want to talk about. You guys don't like what I'm talking about. I'm just saying this a year, there was a lot on this case. Many people spoke on this case. There's many shysters on YouTube. There's many people that don't know what they're talking about. And many of them have more subscribers than me. But, I can just tell you what my resume is, all right? 27 years with the NYPD, 10 in homicide, 16 in the Detective Bureau, sergeant for 22 years. I think I know what I'm talking about a little bit, I think so. Never been on Dr. Phil. So, anyway, I don't mean to get, sometimes you have to get negative. I don't mean to dwell on the negative. Let me put it that way, all right? It is a beautiful day, isn't it, guys? Cheers, thumbs up. Any of you guys that are in the chat, if you're not subscribed to our channel, go on our YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell. Kim Alliston, Sergeant Bill, we trust your wisdom. Thank you. Tony Lee, agrees, sir. Pool party. The better day to have a pool party would have been yesterday. It was hotter, It would have been a much nicer day. Chef Lady, at your stream, say what you want. I do say what I want. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm sort of doing these little short backyard shows because I'm sort of warming up for my next big show. Dr. Edward Moskowitz, Phil Leo, cheers, Bill. Gerda Kotsky, hello all you guys. Where's all my, tomorrow 88, I may get in my pool. It's going to be 88 tomorrow? Great. It's, come on, Bill, pool party. Because of what I have right now with the hip surgery, I can't even, I can't drink a glass, so I can't drink anything right now, alcohol-wise. So I can't drink a glass of wine, which of course you guys know. I tell you, I love Cabernet, so I got to put that on the back burner for a while. A really big shoe, a la Lawrence Welk. Take care of yourself, Bill. Sarah Mansfield. Yes. Spoiled wife, it's hot in Georgia. Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Wow. Robert Clark, yeah, one of these days I'm going to get in the pool. I know everyone always says, get in the pool, get in the pool. I'm a little wimp with cold water, Maybe I should be a Wim Hofer, 94 in Kentucky. 91 in New Orleans, Louisiana. Boiling here in Florida. Pauline Buckles. Pauline, again, thank you so much for that card you sent me. Midnight Train to Georgia, great tune. There's Gladys Knight and the Pips, right? But she's leaving on that midnight train to Georgia. I'd rather live in his world than live without him in mine. Then she'd have the Pips doing all those dance moves, right? Alicia B. Fuzzy Doxy, yes. Crime Soap Opera. Sandra H. All you guys, all the blasts from the past and from the present. Good to see you guys every day. Pauline Buckles, it was the perfect card that you sent me, and it really cheered me up, really made me feel good. And again, thank you so much. Stacy Cooper, hello everyone. First live for me. First live, Stacy. Come on, you got to join us. But you're here, so now you're here. Great to see everyone. 133 in the chat. 96 thumbs up. Let's get those thumbs up, guys. Again, if you're new and you're not subscribed, go on our YouTube, subscribe. It's free. It's free to be a sub, as they call it, a subscriber. And then you could give us a thumbs up, ring that bell. If you want to join us and support us on our Patreon, you can do that. And we also have a YouTube channel members with five, count them, 5 different levels. We appreciate all our subs, all our fans, as I call them. Great to see you guys. Man, this week sort of went by fast. It's Thursday already, right? But infamous truth teller, 94 Fahrenheit. Sunny feels like 94. Amanda Lottie, Molly Golightly, Bullhorn Betty manipulated Summerwell's case to make money off it makes me sick. There's a bunch of them out there, you know. Sandra H, how you doing, Bionic Bill? You know something? I know now, you know, when you go through that, the airport, the x-ray machine, I set it off now with double hip. I'm gonna blow that machine up, you know. But I got that special card. You know, you pay 87 bucks, the Homeland Security card, and you go right through security. You just, it's on your ticket. So you don't have to take off your shoes, you don't have to take off your belt, you don't have to empty out everything, you just walk right through. And it's Gil. Bill, do you recall how Candace hid for days after the so-called disappearance? You know, Gail, there's so many things I don't like about this case, but there's so many pieces of information I don't know. You know, who did a great job on this case was Duty Ron, and with Dave Rader, you know, doing those drone searches. You know, Midwest Equus, they went down there. They did a tremendous job. And, you know, they were hardly mentioned yesterday in the press conference. You get all these people going there with drones, searching, going through all this backwoods, these backfields, and they barely mentioned them, you know? I mean, that case detective, and I should have wrote his name down. Dude, get your face out there, all right? You're the case detective. Get your face out there. Let people know who you are. Let people know. Get on TV. Put an 800 number. You got any information, call this number. Call me at this number. You're not doing that, all right? I know you think that all this secret squirrel shit is going to solve this case, but that's not what is going to solve this case. Pauline Buckles, Dave Rader is a superstar. He's a great American hero. Midwest Equus, those people, I can't say enough about them. Duty Ron has developed a great relationship with them. Spirit of 1776, I believe they were given a polygraph. That's what's so confounding about this case is that how many times have they been interviewed? Who interviewed them? How many times have they been given a polygraph? What were the results of the polygraph? We don't know all of that, you know. How about the grandmother? Who interviewed her? How many times? What information did she give? How about the 3 boys that were taken from them about a year ago? What were the results of their interview? What did we learn from them? Results. What we do in regards to those interviews? What rocks did we turn over? How many people have we interviewed in depth? Have people from the church, friends, family, they're drug dealers. Both of them are drug addicts, you know? Sometimes when I spoof forth the reality of this case, you get people, oh, you have no right. I have every right. I'm going to say what the hell I want, all right? I paid my dues. I did 27 years on the NYPD. If I see someone as a drug addict, I'm going to tell you they're a drug addict, all right? Some of you people want to, pussyfoot around with this stuff, but they are both drug addicts, all right? And you have to treat them as such. Realize who they are. I mean, if you can't look at Candace's face and see she's got substance abuse problems, then maybe you got a problem, So many things, with this case that again, I'm not Sundown Farms, the Delphi, Indiana case, I never dug deeply into that. So many other people are doing that. I don't like to always do what everyone else is doing. I would prefer to do what I want to do, and I just leave it at that, But if I do get to that one day, we'll do a good job on it. But right now, well, first my first priority right now is just to heal up and get better and get back on track to doing to going live more, more often. I was thinking of doing a morning news show, like a short half-hour news show, maybe at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. But I got to get back into feeling better before I start doing that. In fact, Phil and I are starting another channel also, and we're going to be announcing that very soon. It's going to be connected with the Police Off the Cuff Real Crime Stories channel, but it's going to be interconnected. It's going to be a little bit different, maybe shorter shows. Diane Krause, love you, Bill. Keep telling it like it is. That's what I like about you. Well, thank you. I'm not going to change. This is who I am. I love doing this. Lori Ellen, morning news would be great, Bill. Yeah, I got to look into it. I'm going to, a lot of this stuff is a great deal of work. You have to be up on the stories. You have to be ready to tell the stories. There's, of course, recording it, putting the stories out, and then getting ready for the next story if you're going to come on again in the early afternoon. 155 in the chat, 119 thumbs up. Phil Leo, something? I loved the show we did, Coppers in the Kitchen. And we always said, let's do more of those. And we just, you get sort of derailed. You start just doing too many things. Antonio, Bill is NYPD tough. You're right, Antonio. Appreciate it, brother. NYPD brethren. Paisan, as they say, right? Paisan. Paisan, you don't have to be Italian to be Paisan, right? Moonlight View, we can deduce who is involved in Summer's disappearance. I think Moonlight View, I think they sort of said that in the interview yesterday. They said very little, but I think what they indicated by their lack of saying anything was that A, they didn't think she was kidnapped. So B, what does that tell us? They think that the parents are involved in this. And that's naturally, look, we're not calling this a homicide investigation, it's a missing person. But in every homicide investigation, you look at the people closest to the victim first. You look at friends, family. Family first. Who's closest to the victim? That's what you look at. And you move out, spread out that way. Same thing with this case. We look at the people closest to this little girl. They should have the information. They should know about this, all right? And that's who we're going to investigate. If I was going to criticize anything, and that's about the police investigation, is that at this point, 1 year since the incident, I think they need to be more transparent. I think they need to put more information out there, because solving this case is going to come from the public right now, not from them, all right? Get it out there. Phil Grimaldi just jumped into the chat. I think he'll agree with me. Phil, we're talking about the Summer Wells case and just how I think that the investigators are being too closed-mouthed a year out from this investigation. Use media, Use the public. Get out there. Shake the tree. That's what we used to say in investigation. Shake the tree. Something's going to fall out of the tree. If you don't shake the tree, where are you going to get the information from? You know? Robert Clark, there are rewards, but if you heard the press conference yesterday, the police have nothing to do with the reward. I think that's a mistake too, right? The police should be involved in the reward. Raising more money so that you can up the reward. People might not do anything for $50,000, but people may do something for $100,000, right? So let's, Gail Satori, Mom, Candace, Grammy, and Daddy know the boy's story needs to be put under a microscope. You know, you're right, but it's been a year. Didn't they have time to put this story under a microscope? Cross-check it? Fuzzy Doxy, Crime Stoppers is very good. Phil Grimaldi says yesterday, and this is NYPD confidence, NYPD cockiness maybe, he said, Bill, if you and I had been running this case, we would have solved it very early on because we would have concentrated in the direction where it needed to be concentrated on. Phil, I agree with you. I don't want to, again, well, I am criticizing the, Will as Pony, welcome to Heated, Dipped in Butter. Thank you. You just rang the bell because we haven't had anyone in that level of our YouTube membership, Heated, Dipped in Butter, in a while. Thank you so much for supporting us at that level. I find it funny because we have dipped in butter and heated dipped in butter. Oh my God, heated dipped in butter. Can you imagine that? Thank you so much, Will as Pony. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think, you know, even in this case, the TBI and the local police, you know, I don't know what's going on. The FBI is involved in this. You know, this is a little tiny town. I would imagine everyone knows each other, you know? So why haven't there been more press conferences? We're just getting a press conference now? How long has it been? How many press conferences has there been in the past year? Not many, right? 2, 3, 4, I don't know. Not many. The TBI lady, I haven't seen her on TV. And even the information they gave yesterday, they gave almost nothing, you know? And the one smoking gun bit of information that I found to be smoking gun information was she was not kidnapped. Boom, boom, boom. Everyone should say, wow, that's pretty damn important. They're saying that with a lot of confidence. She was not kidnapped. You know, how many people, how many content creators, you know, and again, content creators on YouTube, it's entertainment, all right? Sweet Caroline, thank you. I'm working hard at it. Antonio, they botched it. She wasn't kidnapped. 71 degrees Amanda Lottie up there in Michigan. Great that, you know, they said that because that's the only real clear information we got out of that press conference. And the case detective, again, if you're listening, case detective, if anyone can get to the case detective, get your face out there, all right? Get on TV more often, all right? Put out flyers. Canvas, get all of them. Don't tell me how many hours, how many searches you've done. Do it. Don't tell me what you're going to do. Do it, all right? Don't tell me how hard it is. Just keep doing it, you know? And you've been conspicuously absent from social media, from national media. Get your face out there, all right? Yeah, you know, something that someone just asked me, what's it called when law enforcement puts information out there with media? Knocking on doors, that's right, Antonio, knocking on doors, canvassing, door to door, stopping cars on the road, handing out flyers. Keep this case out there in the public consciousness. BK74, salute from Brooklyn. I'm sorry, someone asked me what is it called? I'm not sure. I actually, the term you used, if you want to put it back up there, I have never seen that that term before. But you know, different jurisdictions use different terms. On the NYPD, we would use the media for all different types of things and to help us solve these cases. And Revenge, thank you, Revenge. Welcome to the bucket. Wow, 2 new members on our YouTube channel from this. So I guess you guys like my passion. You like the way I'm getting all passionate about this case, you know. Michelle from South Africa. Little Dave, yep, we want results, little summer moon. Not excuses, and we pray for summer's return, hopefully, right? A return alive. Someone knows what happened, right? So where's the answer? Where's the answer? If you see something, say something, right? How many times have we said that on this? Therefore, there's a different idiom when Robert Hurst from the Texas Department of Corrections outs something. Robert Hurst, Phil and I were calling him the Minister of Misinformation. He was the public information guy in Texas with the escaped prisoner there, right? Phil Grimaldi agrees with my passion 100% on this case. Yeah, you know something. You know, I don't love to criticize other cops. I really don't. But I have to realize right now, I'm not a cop anymore. My function is different, and I'm questioning what's going on, just like you guys are. You know, like when I saw the 1-year anniversary yesterday, and there was a couple of content creators were telling you, oh, how important it is for the content creators to solve this case. No, it's not. The content creators have nothing to do with solving this case. Do you serve a function? Yes. If you find out some information, pass it on to the police. But you're not the police, all right? And you can actually hurt this investigation as much as you can help it, all right? You know, Antonio Bill, maybe he's working at DQ. That's correct. BK74. Tom Cusinelli. Tom, thank you so much for joining our Patreon yesterday. I saw that. Appreciate it. Jerry Piskowski, infamous truth teller. Phil Grimaldi. I don't feel it's criticism. It's about the victim, Little Summer. That's 100% correct. Summer Wells is the person who's most important. That's who we work for. We don't work for the media. We don't work for the public. We work for Summer Wells, you know. And they, you know, God forbid this is a homicide. According to the great Vernon Gebeth, retired NYPD lieutenant, according to him, we work for God, right? We work for God in solving these complex cases. Abby, good to see you. Infamous truth teller, 180 degrees. So good to see you guys. And any little Dave and Mom, you're so smart. Well, thank you. Tom Cusinelli, we work for God. I'm sure if you have that book, Practical Homicide Investigation, written by retired NYPD Lieutenant Commander Vernon Gebeth, he says that right early on in the book, that homicide investigation, we work for God, you know? So I know people these days, it's not popular sometime to believe in God, but we do, right? Rush Limbaugh used to say talent, that's right, Rush Limbaugh used to say talent delivered from God or something like that, right? Or coming straight from God. Tom Cusinelli, the new edition of Practical Homicide Investigation, 5th, just came out. Yeah, that book definitely needed to be updated, you know. Great book, though. It used to be considered the Bible of homicide investigation, nationally, internationally. Phil Leo, Detective Ed Wallace needs to write a Gebeth-style book on CSI. You know, Ed Wallace it's a different area, really. Yeah, he's brilliant. Will is Pony, thank you so much for the 1999 Super Chat. My new favorite movie star, go to watch at Sergeant Bill. Well, thank you so much, Will as Pony. I hope I'm pronouncing your first name correctly. I really appreciate that. Phil Leo, Gebeth's book is $100 these days? Wow. I used to use that when I taught college, and the kids used to say, oh, do I really have to buy this book? And I used to say, yeah. It's one of the most important books you could ever buy. And when the kids, you know, when they bought the book, they saw what a great book it was. It's a great reference book to have around. Yeah, someone was talking about there's a higher power. Look, I believe in a higher power. And Phil Leo says Sergeant Bill needs to get his SAG card. Jensen Dove, feel better. Thank you so much. Wow, 170 in the chat, 149 thumbs up. Tremendous, tremendous. The MC's audio. Mike Colon, if you guys haven't listened to Mike Colon, he's a great broadcaster. He's going to be a star one day. He's got a great show. I wish he would listen to me more on how to get more audience, but he's a talent. He'll go. You ever hear that country western song? Let's take the long way around the world. That's what he's doing. But he'll get there, you know. The Truth, huge Mike Cologne fan here. Look at that, Mike. You got fans in my chat. I'm unbelievable. Phil Grohl, so glad my pal Bill is back and getting stronger every day. Thanks, Phil. Abby, totally infamous. Wow. This is great, these backyard chats. I'm sort of warming up, you know, getting stronger. And a SAG card is a union card to be an actor in New York City. To be in certain union productions, you need to be, it stands for Screen Actors Guild. And that card enables you to work in union productions. You know, I was just, actually someone messaged me yesterday and said, oh, you're on TV again on Investigation Discovery, and one of my episodes was on yesterday. It's funny, I look at some of these old episodes and I sort of laugh, but it's cool that they're still on, you know. I said, too bad I don't get residuals so I can make some coin, you know. June King, good morning from California. Well, East Coast girls are hip, I really dig those styles they wear. I wish they all could be California. I don't know all the Beach Boys words. David Kahn, Mike Cologne, so much knowledge of the NYPD. Love him. Kat Zimpel, Antonio, take you back to anti-crime days. Anti-crime was the most fun I had on the NYPD. As a cop and as a boss at street crime, I loved anti-crime. To me, it was such an art form. To be a good anti-crime cop, it was an art. It was an art form. And now, unfortunately, they've lost that art form because the NYPD chose to get rid of anti-crime. One of the most effective units on the NYPD, they decided to get rid of. Perps feared anti-crime. And you know something? I'll say it on this show, bad guys should fear the police. I know with all this community policing and that whole philosophy between, is a cop a warrior or a guardian? You know, they want cops to be community police officers, not crime fighters, you know. Antonio Wright, you took so many guns off the street. That's why anti-crime and street crime, so effective. Dr. Edwin Moskowitz, thanks for the $9.99 Super Chat. Professional. Yes, you are. Thank you, Dr. Ed. Appreciate it. BK74, yes, they should. Bad guys, not everyone. You're right. Bad guys should fear the cops. Not the public should love the police. Phil Grimaldi, I'm biased. L&B Spumoni Gardens. If you guys haven't been to Spumoni Gardens in Brooklyn, I think it's near Bensonhurst. I went there with Phil one night. They have these square pizzas that are just, before you die, you have to go have one of these pizzas. It's one of those bucket list things. You got to get to Spumoni Gardens and have one of those pizza squares. It's just that good that you can take the trip from California to Brooklyn to have some Spumoni Gardens, you know. Just that amazing. Wow, 160 people were in the chat. We actually hit over 170. 162 thumbs up. Amazing. Gail Salvatore always wondered if Summer was given one of GM's pills. Candy pills knock her out before passing her off. You know, I thought that too, is that she could have been handed off to someone else and to a family member or to a friend, and she's out of the jurisdiction. That could have happened, but that's part of investigation. The only way to find that out is to keep the pedal to the metal on the investigation, and we're not going to know that. Could Summer still be alive? Yeah, absolutely. She could be gone. She could be long away, you know. Phil Leo, mozzarella is under the sauce. Very unique square Sicilian slices at L&B Spumoni Gardens. When I talk about that pizza, I feel like driving to Brooklyn right now, you know. BK74, we came for your pool. You know, guys, I'm at 45 minutes. I don't know how this happens, man. I usually come on, I'm saying, oh, I'll do a quick half hour. Next thing I know, it's 45 minutes have gone by. Talking to you guys, having fun, you know. Infamous police off the cuff just thought it was extremely odd how grand Miss Candace's mom took off like a, yeah, I know. You know, infamous truth teller, unfortunately, we don't know all the inside facts of the investigation because we're not privy to the case folder. And I say that all the time. Phil says that all the time. You know, all we can hope is that the investigators keep the investigation going on. One of the things they said in the press conference yesterday is that this is not a cold case, meaning they're still actively pursuing leads. They're still actively working on this case. Thank you, Tina Wright. She says, I'm looking wonderful. Thank you so much. So they're working on this case. They're out there. You know, I just wish they would be more transparent. There's no reason at this point, after a year, to hold things close to the vest. Get them out there. Use the public to help you, right? They're brief arrests. Some of these knuckleheads that get arrested, they know a lot of things because they're traveling within the criminal world. Interview these mutts in the prison, in the jail, people locked up on a Friday night, Saturday night. Debrief them, talk about this case, hand out flyers, get all over the place. Hand out flyers at the local bars, hand out flyers at the gathering, the churches, right? Get these flyers out there. Keep this little girl's name out there. Get out there. Wear out your shoes, all right? Wear out your hiking boots. Get out into the community. Hand out these flyers. That's why they used to call detectives gumshoes, because they used to wear those thick shoes because they had to walk so much going on canvases. Now a lot of canvases are done by telephone and talking to people and computer and this different investigation. BK74, you're right, inmates love to talk. Someone knows what happened here, you know? Someone knows. Keep talking. Talk to these jailhouse jacks, you know? Some of these guys want to talk. Some of them will trade information for consideration. Find out who. Get, you know, see who knows something. Matty Boy Sully, Bill, go for a swim. All you guys so want me to go for a swim. That's cool, but especially if we're talking trafficking, yeah, the information is out there. It's somewhere out there. Antonio, I'll go with you, at Lori. Hi, Nikki Bella, all you guys out there. I'm at 48:08 at 50 minutes. I'm going to say goodbye. I want to thank everyone today that came by. Wow, this is one of the most people I had. Gail Salatori, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I love those little hippos you have there showing up in the super chat. Bill, that's why you needed new hips. That's right. I wore out my hips going on canvases, you know. Today was the most I had in the chat going live on my phone. It was over 170. That's good for the backyard, right? Coffee with Cannon, backyard beverage. You guys are coming in from across the pond. MC's audio says it's a good stream, so I have to take his word for it. Mike Cologne, good stream. One of these days I'm going to have Mike come on with us again and come in and do some, just not substitute co-hosting, just join us for a host. He's great. He's a great host. Matty Boy Soli, I go for knee surgery next Thursday. Good luck, Matty Boy Soli. Our prayers are with you. That's a tough one, I hear, but you know, go into it with a positive attitude. You're going to kick your knee's ass, right? That's for sure. Moonlight View, Ruthann Griffin, infamous truth teller. Good to see all you guys, man. But again, backyard here, joining me. The sun's starting to come out again. I feel a nice, strong sun on my back. It feels good. It's great to be here. It's great to be alive. Born to be alive. Remember that disco tune? Born to be alive. So guys, I'm going to say BK74 Folini's downtown on Baxter was better than Rayo's. For sure, guys. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. God bless, be safe, and have a great day.